Do we have any sound? Let's see what we've got here. Okay, so we're going to edit the video, and then we're going to Salem Cook George editing corned beef and AI music. And we'll change the thumbnail on here. We'll pick up our sailing thumbnail. There we go. Save. Okay, so now, is anybody home? Caesar Mocha, thank you, sir, for coming by. Dominic, I haven't been to visit you in a little while. In fact, I'm behind a little bit on visiting people, but thank you for coming by. So we're going to see if we have any sound. Hello, computer. Why don't I get any sound here? It's a mystery. It's a mystery, so there's no sound. Pork stir fry. Okay, how come I'm not getting any sound? Let's close this and let's see. This will tell me if I'm getting sound. Hello, 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 hello. Yep, we're getting sound. Okay, so let's close that. Let's turn the sound off here. And Susanna Morzon, thank you for coming by. Love to see you. Love to see you. You've been watching you gardening and doing stuff outside. Okay, excellent. So let me just add this little thing to show the link. Type show link to drop link network as you wish. Show link. Yes, that's perfect. Let's pin this message. Pin the message. Okay. What am I doing here? I'm trying to corned beef. Okay, so there, that's on that one. So I'm trying to monitor this on a couple other computers just to see what the heck we're doing here. Okay, I got sound on that one. Ah, shoot, I just turned off the phone. That wasn't what I had in mind. Too much technology. There we are. Okay, and one more. Okay, that's good. That's excellent. So what am I doing here? I am, hey, Ding Simple, let me give you a wrench. Don't followed you for last year, 2024, quite a while. So pleased to have you come by and watch what we're doing. So what are we doing? We are going to edit a cooking video for corned beef hash and with a fried egg. And the problem with corned beef hash is that it needs potatoes, and potatoes always take too long to cook. So we're trying to get around. Is this message pinned? How come it's not at the top? Unpinned message. Okay, that's perfect then. Okay. So the problem with potatoes is they take too long to cook, and we're sort of oriented towards cooking on a boat or an RV or someplace where we don't have a lot of gas, right? So this is unique in that it is going to make the potatoes very small so that they fry fast and cook fast and still taste pretty good. No, Ding, we're not. This was cooked a week ago, and I'm editing the video so that I can post it. I just watched somebody else's live, 2 hour live, and they're barbecuing chicken. And I guess, hey, Flo, thank you for coming aboard. And he had a whole bowl of chicken legs, and he just kept adding another one every minute or so, so that he always had some action going on for the whole live. I've only tried cooking live once. I was on a boat, and it was not. It didn't work out. I was doing liver. The liver was good, but the performance was not good. We'll try it again. The boat's going in the water in a month. It's April, the end of April, yeah. And then we'll get cooking out there. So today I'm going to do two things. I'm going to edit this video, but I've been playing with Gemini Music, and I'm going to bring in some Gemini music. Gemini is Google's AI thing. And they got a bunch of AI things. And let's see, do we have this here? I don't have a video set up for this yet, so I guess maybe I should. I thought I did, to see how much footage I had. I'm going to turn the camera around so it's aimed at the computer. And I'm going to turn it more slightly to the side here, so because the really good stuff in Premiere Pro is over on that side of the screen. And let's create ourselves a new project. What's it going to be called? So this is the view extra large corned beef hash, and this is going to be the name of the project. Corned beef hash with an egg on it. I guess I've got to move this just a hair so that I've got room on the keyboard, so I'm not banging my face on the keyboard. Control C. And so there we are. I think there's a couple extra things here. The first onion I opened was bad, so I think when we look at this onion, we're going to see the inside of it has some bad, rotten kind of parts, so I had to redo that. Let's make this project, and then I'm going to do two things. I'm going to bring in all of the footage from that cooking exercise, and actually it was pretty good. Okay, this thing is having focus issues because it can't figure out what it's doing here. Let's create a new sequence, and this is recorded in 4K, and I'm going to edit in HD because that's a good size for YouTube. And it's just hide some of the clutter on this desk there. Okay, so let's bring in this all this footage. I don't know where I'm hearing myself. I'm monitoring this on a couple of computers. Obviously one of them has the sound turned up, and I'm not sure which one. What's going on here? Okay. Okay, so here, let's get this in alphabetical order, 3, 4, 8. Yeah, that's good. And let's bring in this footage, partly because I don't want to use it right away, but partly because it looks better than a black square. So again, editing, shooting in 4K, edit in HD, which is 2K. So that gives me time to zoom out as if I was twice as close. And that's good when you're looking for stuff or looking for, want a better example of what we're cooking. And let's see what we've got here. Hello. And yeah, if you got time, like the live. Appreciate that. Makes the algorithm happy. Makes the algorithm happy. So there we are, stirring some corned beef, and we're gonna put an egg in the middle. Now, when I started this egg, see, I wanted a nice yellow um, yolk. But when I got to I got the egg in there, so there I'm pouring it in, right? But then I fiddled around too long. There's out of focus, and the egg yolk got really, really white, which isn't what I had in mind. The so it's not as pretty as I wanted it. But what I'm going to do, we're the magic of Photoshop. We're going to make this a little bit yellower. I don't know. Do you think we can do that right now? Let's see how that would work. So I'm going to do an adjustment layer on this. Or am I going to do it right on the thing? Let's do it with an adjustment layer. So let's create an adjustment layer. Okay. And this one, we're going to call it egg yolk. So this is the fun part. The fun part, we're going to play with going to play with AI music. So adjustment layer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this. There's a couple of things we can do. I can do it with Photoshop, but for starters, I'm just going to make it very yellow. And how else am I going to do this? Probably if I go color wheel. No, let's go to here, HSL secondary. And if I pick this white, make it really yellow. That's a nice color yellow, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a mask. There it is. Drag it out a little bit to the side, drag it out a bit to the side. We're going to feather the heck out of this thing. Make it a bit smaller. Okay, so now see that's my boring egg yolk. There's my better looking egg yolk. So the other one I'm gonna have to redo the same thing for all the clips, but that way I end up with a nicer looking egg yolk. Plan B would have been to make another egg and put it in instead of leaving this one, but I did not want to invest another egg in the project. Part of it, it was my lunch and I was hungry as well. Okay, so we fixed an egg. Now what I want to do is, let's save this. And let's just see if we have sound here. Okay, so we've got good sound, good enough I think that we can hear it. And I'm going to go to my Gemini folder, which is over here, Gemini Music, and I decided I like this. So it's a guitar and slide guitar playing the A, D, and E minor chords with some female vocals, and I've accumulated this over the last few days. But pardon me, I was listening to it in the car to see which of these tracks I like. There's a lot. The downside of Gemini is that unless you pay, and I'm reluctant to pay until YouTube's paying me, is that you only get about 8 songs in a 24-hour period. So you use another email, that sort of works. But I think this one here, so this one, I made it long. I didn't like that at all. So let's get rid of this. Let's just see what this sounds like, to be honest. Let's. I kind of like that. It's a nice sort of maybe softer than I would have preferred. I kind of like the sound, and in this when I'm prompting this, you can play with it. My prompts are really simple. So the prompt for this, for instance, was soft female humming backing about the ocean guitar and slide guitar, only the A, D, and E, M guitar chords with an intro and an extra. If you don't ask for the intro and the extra, then you end up with a piece of music that is cut off at the beginning and end, and it doesn't sound at all nice. Now, again, if I'm going to put in behind all of this cooking, then I'm really talking a lot, so I don't really need a lot of intro and extra. But let's listen to another one. Let's listen to this one. I think this one is nice, V2. I kind of like this better as far as a little bit twangy. Some people are not fans of slide guitar, so it's maybe even a little bit country and westernish, but I kind of like it. So let's close this thing. So I like that one. That's Riverbed V2. And what's another one that I was... so that has female vocals. So let's listen to this female vocals here. So this I might put is as at the end after I've got the a whispered chord that has no end. My restless heart begins to mend. Okay, that's Tides That Mend. And let's listen to What the Tide Keeps You. This has voice as well. So this would be a female voice as well. That's a totally different tempo. Okay, so that's not going to work. Let's go, how about this one? Maybe a bit too quiet. So let's stop our good friend here, minimize that, get out of my way. And let's bring in, so the first one we said we liked was, what one did we say we liked? Oh, the tide breeze on the coast, the earth remembers what matters most. These lines. Oh, Riverbed Conversation, that was what it was. Okay, so let's bring these V3, V2, V1 into the mix and just play with it for a minute. All right, so let's minimize him and bring these 3 audio clips in. And let's start off with V3. So this is V3. And I'm going to put it here. I don't like that. Which one was that? That was V3. Okay, so let's use this one. That's V2. Let's get rid of this guy. Let's get rid of this guy. And what I'm going to do, again, I've got to redo this later because right now we don't have the edited version of this. But I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to use a thing that Adobe calls Remix. And what it basically allows me to stretch an audio clip as long as we want it. So now we have it here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to, while we're talking, I'm going to lower the level. I've got to fix the audio later on, but let's just zoom over here to this. This is their audio mixer. And this track is track number 2. Now, I actually want to bring this down to track number 3 because my dialogue, me talking, and the captain talking is always on that track. So this track, let's make it quieter. If we come down 9 decibels, 9 dB, so we can still hear the Hey, Mr. Russian, thank you for coming by. Mr. Russian, the greatest game player in Eastern Canada. Always nice to have you. Anyway, so yeah, so we're editing, I'm playing with AI generated music. So I kind of like this sound, right? It's not bad. If we had a dialogue of somebody talking here, then that talking would work out pretty well. Let's now if we go back to our audio here. So which Salt on the Wind?
Gray blue churns and breathes again.
Reminds me of Newfoundland. Okay, we don't like that one. Where's the girl? We were listening to a girl earlier. Washes over empty hands. The tide keeps the sand, right? Where the tide keeps the sand. Gray blue. I like that one. Let's bring her in. Let's stop that. Okay, let's bring her under here. And I'm going to put her at the beginning. And okay, so the beat isn't mixed up or lined up properly. There's the beat. Okay, so let's give ourselves some room to play with the soundtrack here. And what we want to do is make this bigger, make that bigger. So what I'm going to do, we're going to cut most of that off. No, we don't really need that at all, right? So let's cut most of that off. Okay, so that's not bad, right? So she's a little bit too loud. And then what we would do here, assuming I wanted to put her here, is I'm going to, where is my, hello? Make sure I can see my keyframes. And let's put another keyframe here. And then the end of her story is here. We start bringing it back up. And by there, we're probably good, right? So now we're going to bring this down. Let's say from experience, 6 decibels is probably enough, 6 dB. What's that sound like? Okay, don't like that at all. See, when I did this, it's the A, D, and E minor chords, but the AI chooses whatever it wants for the actual key of the singing. Okay, so let's see, this is too much. I like that, that's better. And let's just bring this down just a hair. She's a little bit too loud, minus 9 dB. So that's really what's going to be my soundtrack for this. Now I'm going to put both of these aside because I want to get back to editing. It's almost 8 o'clock and we haven't done anything productive yet. And I want to make this thing go live tomorrow. Get the captain to talk in the morning. And then we'll go live with this. So let me minimize this. And let's go back to our footage. There's our footage. Let's put that in behind here. And let's go, who's come to the chat since we last had a chance to talk? Mr. Russian's here. Dominic Ong is here. I like Dominic's channel. I thought he was a drone guy, but he talks a lot about small cameras and has some good insight into what works and what doesn't work. So, okay, so let's get rid of this. Who is beeping us here? Let's get rid of this audio. We're going to come back to that. I'm going to get rid of this one. I'm going to leave this one here so I can remember what I did with it. Because I do like what we've got here. Okay, so now let's do some cooking. Let's bring these tracks back to normal so they don't take up all of the screen. And move this down here so we can see what we're doing. Okay, so the recipe is corned beef hash. And we got peppers, we got onion. So this is the bad onion, right? Oh, that's a good onion. What did I do? Maybe this onion looks good. Okay, how come? I thought I had a bad onion here, but maybe I already deleted the footage of the bad onion. Now, the other thing I didn't like last time was this was all too bright. And I thought I corrected that by take out some of the highlights. You can't take out too much of this. And I think if I raise the saturation, then the onion's a bit better. and a bit easier to see what we've got here. So I guess this isn't the bad clip. I don't know what happened to the onion that it was all sort of brown inside. It was kind of gross, to be honest. Okay, so now let's spend a second here. Okay, so here we're going to cut up some green pepper, red pepper, but we need, let's see, how long is it going to take? Okay, so this is George's, the slowest cutting cook in the history of the world. And we're going to have to speed that up, right? Because this is boring as hell. Okay, we're going to start there. We got 17 seconds. Let's almost go 160%. Still a bit on the slow side, like you're going to fall asleep doing that. Okay, so let's look at this onion. Okay, oh, the onion looks good. Okay, so the onion, we're going to start with a whole onion. We've got a piece of orange, a whole orange bell pepper, because I didn't want to sacrifice a whole pepper for this. I only used a quarter of a pepper. I've got almost a stock footage of me cutting up a pepper, so we'll bring that in. When did I last use the pepper? Let's steal that while we're at it. Let's go here. Open recent. What's the recent one? So pork stir fry had bell pepper. So let's find the bell pepper here. So this is Gemini Music, AI Music as well. I like this one. Maybe we'll come back to that later. Let's find the red pepper. Where is it? Around here. Onion, pepper. Okay, so this little clip here of cutting into the pepper, I'm going to copy that and bring it over to the other video. Close this project. I'm going to paste it right here. Let's paste it right here in front. Hello? Obviously copying didn't work. If it was going to succeed, try again. Open recent, pork stir fry, hello. Control C. File, close project. Control V. There we are. So this is me cutting up a pepper. Ooh, that's very orange. You're very red, and I got orange pepper here. Okay, I made a mistake. So let's go in here, and we'll just change the color of this pepper. In the same way we changed the color of that, egg yolk. Okay, we want it a bit broader than that. We don't want my finger. And we want it more orange, right? Okay, how come it's not? Okay, let's undo this. Obviously, that's something wrong here. Effects control. You're toast. Okay, so now let's go back to this. We want the red. We're going to change the color. And we're going to make it much yellower. Okay, I guess we can pull that off. Let's change this color as well then while we're at it. And we want to make it redder, right? Make it darker. Where's temperature change contrast sharp? Um, okay, it's not bad, right? It's closer. But I guess I should have. Hey, Ding. Thanks for still being here. Appreciate that. So I guess I should have looked at the color of the pepper that I used as my stock footage pepper and my real pepper, but it's close enough. I like it. I'm happy with it. Let's just make this lower so it fits in the screen better. Okay, so now onion. So of all of the we'll deal with the onion. So there's an onion. That's good. How many seconds is this? 47 seconds. I'm going to save this bit of onion as a stock footage onion as well because it's the same one over and over, right? So let's cut that off. Okay, we don't need to see me doing that. Don't need to see me cutting off the butt. Okay, so now we're going to, so what do we got left? 19 seconds, that's not so bad. What's this look like? So we're opening, starting with a, good, that's a good onion. I like that. Okay, cut, 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 cut. Let's make this faster. Speed and duration 140%. Let's see, does that look okay? Okay, I like that. So that's our onion. Now our other ingredients, so we got our ingredients are pepper, onion, and the green onion we'll save for later because that was really, okay, the corned beef. So let's clean up this while we're here. Okay, so let's get ourselves a potato. A minute to chop up this potato, right? Okay, so what we're going to do here, we don't need that beginning part. Okay, so that's enough for to cut the first cut of the potato. And then we're going to go in here and okay, so this piece, oops, I'm going to lower down, get that into the middle of the screen. Okay, good enough. That's as far as we need to go. So that's 24 seconds. Let's speed that up, but I don't think it needs that much. Let's just give it 140%. Okay, so there's our potato. And what's this? Green onion. Let's fix it while we're talking here so we don't forget. Okay. I don't know why nothing's centered. I guess I moved the camera at one point. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay. Cut, cut, cut. Close enough. 22 seconds. Okay. Okay, so all this time here, figuring out where the knife is going to go, I don't really need. I'd like 3 seconds here. Oh, there's no action there. We don't need a white surface. Okay, and then we're going to start cutting. And cut, 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 cut. How many seconds is that? 11 seconds. Okay, so let's speed it up. Not too much, 120%. Okay, so now, how many people are still watching what we're doing here? I think everybody has left. Everybody has left. So hopefully somebody's going to come back. Okay, so there's our green onion. And I'm going to bring this closer together so that I'm not over the whole screen looking for bits. There's my ingredients. So now my primary ingredient is, of course, corned beef. And I keep debating whether I should have brand names. I'm trying to hide it a lot, but you know, I did a whole bunch of stock photography of fake cans. The movie industry calls it Greeked, so that I've got baked beans, but it doesn't say Heinz baked beans. It just says baked beans. Okay, so I don't really need, partly because the stupid key broke off. Okay, let's bring that into the middle. Okay. 8 seconds is enough to get the idea. Okay, now we're going to open it. Okay, this is 7:35. 7:35. Let's bring it down. Okay. Oh, it looks like I'm really fighting with it, right? So let's take that off. We don't really need to see that. Give a few more seconds here. How long is this little clip? This is 3 seconds. Okay, so that's long enough. I thought it was too short. And then what are we doing? I'm going to take the meat out. Use half a can. I'm showing next in my dialogue. I'm going to say we used half a can. It's enough of a serving for one. Yeah, half of a can is enough of a serving for one. So I can't remember how big a can is. A can 4 ounces? Does it say on the side? $300 and how many grams? 340 grams. So it's a third of a kilo. In pounds, that would be 3/4 of a pound. That's a lot. Okay, I didn't think it was that much. Ate the whole thing, so can't have been that much. Okay, cut, cut, cut. Let's get rid of that part. And now we're going to break it up. And we're going to talk about making it small because we want it to cook relatively fast. Okay, so now what are we doing? Now I'm going to put some oil in the pan. So this is where we're actually starting cooking. So what's going in the pan first? The potato. So that means the video starts with cutting up the potato, and then we're going to put the potato in the pan. And because we want the potato to cook for about 2 minutes, if you go online looking for corned beef hash, people talk about boiling the potatoes, but I don't want to spend the time. And again, I don't want to spend the gas if I'm on a boat or in an RV. Okay, so here's potatoes, and we're going to cook them. We're going to stir them. And then we're going to add some of the onions, right? Okay, so this is my potatoes. Okay, so let's see here. Got to take out the first 8 frames. Oh, we're going to take out a whole second. Okay, pour, 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 pour. Okay, I don't need twice as much pouring. That's enough. How long is this? 4 seconds of putting oil. That's enough to talk about it. Okay, we don't need that part. And now we're going to put the potatoes in the pan. Okay, so let's zoom out. So we see the whole pan. Potatoes going in. And, and I cheated because, again, I'm preparing all the ingredients first in real time, as they are, as you saw in the video that was off the camera. But in my recipe, I'm saying, cut up your potato, put them in the pan, let them cook for 2 minutes. And while you're doing that, we're going to cut up some onion and some red pepper. And while that's cooking, then we're going to get the corned beef ready. Okay, so that we're putting in. Okay, so that's how many seconds? 13 seconds. Now, I'm going to leave this in because I'm going to actually put the cutting of the onion in between here and see if I like the flow. The flow might not work. Okay, so there's the putting of the onions. Let's take, where's the putting of the onions? Where's my onions? Okay, so this is, I've cut up my potato. So the first thing we're cutting up the potato. Where's potato? Potato. There you are, potato. Okay, so that's going to go here. And I got to make sure I don't, because I don't want to screw up that little piece of audio down there. Let's move this guy over. And I'm going to, so I've got my potato cut up. And I'm going to take my okay, so what have I got now? I've got cutting up my potato. Okay, we don't want to listen to her over and over. And I'm going to go in here, cut, 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 okay. And then we're going to, okay, here I didn't really need the last few seconds where we see that side piece getting moved. Right, so we're going to cut up a potato, we're going to put some oil in the pan, and we're going to put the potato in the pan. So that's my opening step in here. And I think that's important because it's corned beef hash. So the potatoes are an important part of the thing. Corned beef is the most important. Pardon me. Who else has come to our chat here? I need more visitors. I need more visitors. Okay, so let's go here. We're cooking our potatoes. And now then I'm going to Where's my onions? Don't want my red pepper. The red pepper isn't until much later. So let's get rid of our, let's move this over here. Let's do that. Okay, so now, how long is this? 5 seconds. I don't need 5 seconds of, let's get rid of the first 2 seconds of this. Okay. So we're zooming from, that's closed. That's good. Now we're going to prepare our onion. And what I want to do with the onion, let's get the red pepper out of the way. Move this closer. We're wasting too much space here. Corned beef. Okay, so this is the corned beef part. Let's move that over so I can keep track of it. Okay, so this is onion, right? So let's move this over here. Where's my onion? There's my onion cut up. Okay, and now I'm going to put it. Do I need this? No, because okay, so we don't need this clip. Let's get rid of it. On project, oh, it is used one time. Okay, let's get rid of it then. And let's bring, that's nice. We're cutting up our onion. We're going to open that. We're going to stir it. And we're going to put the onion in. Okay, so here, what size? This is 71%. Let's go 71%. We'll make these all the same size for now, the same amount of zoomed inness. And then we're going to okay, so now we've got that. Cut up some red pepper, cut. And there's my meat. So let's find where the red pepper goes into the, there's the red pepper going into the, red pepper going into the frying pan. So again, we're going to get rid of the first few frames and see what are we doing here. Okay, 71% again. Okay, I don't need that non-event there. Okay. Okay, so I don't really need that. What if I cut that out? Is that a nice smooth transition? Yeah, I like that. That's good. Okay. Now we'll put that in there, and we're stirring. Oh, we don't have a lid on it? What? Okay, so now cut. Okay, now we're going to put on the green onion. What are we up to? 2 minutes? That's not bad. And we didn't leave room for the captain introducing it and for the 15 seconds of intro. So we'll come back to that. And now, okay, so now we've done that. Oh, where am I putting this in the pan? Let's go 71%. It's close enough. Stir, stir, stir. Okay, I thought I closed the lid. I did close the lid. Okay, so let's get rid of the first 2 frames. How long is this piece? It's, hello, wake up. 4 seconds. Don't need 4 seconds of closed lid. Now, the thing is, I'm cutting it here. Okay, we've got no action there, so we don't really want that. Okay, so the lid comes down about there, so we don't need that empty space. Take off another couple seconds. Is that a whole second? That wasn't a whole second. That's nice. Okay, so that's now we've got all of our veggies in there. Green onion being cut. Okay, so let's move that into the space here right after the green onion has been cut. Did I speed this up already? Yeah, it speeded up already. Okay, we don't, how long is this? 13 seconds. Okay, well, let's take out another second. There's a little bit of this. It's kind of long, so I'm getting bored watching preparation instead of actually good stuff. Okay, so now what I'm doing? Okay, now I'm gonna open my can of, oh, pardon me, my can of corned beef. You're gonna have to, that's overexposed. I guess I don't know at what point I turned down the light. No, I didn't. I turned down the light in the next recipe. So we're gonna have to take down, this is too bright. Cut, 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 cut. Okay, get rid of that. Take off 8 frames. And now we're going to add the corned beef to this. Okay, that's good. And now, so we're back to real life, right? Move that up just a hair. Okay, stop there. And bring that in. So we're cutting on the action. We always want something moving in there. So okay, that's good. We're bringing that in. Let's make that 71% as well. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, a little bit overexposed. We'll deal with that overexposure same way we did with the onion. Okay, so what am I doing here? Mix, 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 mix. Okay, so that flash, I was taking a picture of it for the blog and cookbook. Let's see if this looks good. How can I've got to transition this, right? So let's see. Okay, so what we'll do here to avoid that jump cut is we'll just go back up a few percent. Move that over to end up with a better. That's nicer. I like that better. Let's just move that up a little bit so it's more centered. Okay, and now we're going to we don't really need to stare at the meat just lying there. Okay, so that's good. That's nice. I like that. Okay, so now let's see what our next step is. So right now we're down at 9 minutes. That's a bit on the long. Okay, so that's on the lid now. Let's get rid of the first few frames. Okay, we're opening it. That's nice. I like that. Good. I like it. We're opening and closing it. Let's go back to maybe 80%. So it's zoomed out a little bit. Okay, so that's a little bit on the boring side. Okay. Let's go to 100%. And here, go back to 71%. So we're consistent. And we're going to add some tomato paste from a tube because don't have to use the whole thing at once. If you had it in a can, okay, how long is this? 7 seconds, but I don't. The pan's half empty there, so I wanted to not have that. Okay, so now we're adding some okay, so what happened here? I guess I forgot to turn off the camera. Okay, and then what's this tiny little bit? That's nothing. That's just the lid sitting there by itself. Yeah, because I had forgotten whether I turned off the camera. So let's delete this file here. This file is number 367. Delete, yes, 367. Where's 367? That's down here. It's a little tiny one, 367. Okay, what time is it? 9. 9 o'clock. No, it's 8:30. So we got lots of time. So let's see. And let it cook for a few minutes. Stir it. What am I doing here? Okay, some spicy. Some spicy. Okay, that's nice. Now what am I doing here? Okay, so this one, let's go back to 71% as well. 71. That's nice. So I'll go through and make sure that it lines up, that we don't have jumping things there. Let's go 71% here as well. Amazon Associates. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay. Let's get rid of the first 8 frames. Let's move that over. It's going to have to get realigned properly so that we don't have the pan moving around all by itself. Okay, so we're going to make a hole in the middle of the pan, add some oil to it. And let's go back to 71%. Move it over here as well. Okay, move that in. See, look how yellow that is. And I guess I should have taken it out before it was fully done. Because the objective in food photography is to make it look good more than worrying about if it's edible or not, right? The edibility is okay. Let's center that. Okay, here, so let's move it along and bring it down, right? So what are we doing here? That's nice. Pardon me. Okay, so now we're going to serve it out. That's okay. That's a good transition there. Okay, our little egg is lying on the side there. Okay, let's take out the first 2 frames of this. Okay, that's very good. So now okay, we're not going to use this one. 375. 375, you're gone. 375 is this one. Okay, so now we're putting that on there. How long is this? 14 seconds. That's the end of that. Okay, so now let's see what we're going to do about making this yolk yellow. Oh, perfect. Does that mean I can... I thought I'd have to animate the mask, but I think the mask is perfect. Okay, so this one, the mask needs animating because it's not. See here. Okay, let's see if we can figure out how to animate this mask. Okay, so there's the mask at the end. So at the beginning, we want the mask here. And then, so now the mask is in the middle of this. Hey, where's my mask? And we're a lot smaller, right? Okay, so let's go back to this mask. And let's see. So here, take that out. So we want it to be at the top. No, we want it to be higher up. At the beginning, we want this thing to be off screen. And then it's going to come on. Oh, okay, go away. Okay. It's a bit too big. Okay, so this is 100%. This is 100%. Yeah, so we zoom in a little bit. The mask is good. And the mask is good. So here, okay, so the only thing with the mask here is let's move it in more. Let's make it smaller. Okay, so I want the mask to move. Okay, so it's not noticeable. Okay, let's cut it off there. That way I don't have to worry about the egg being... Okay, so there we are. That's nice. Okay, that's good. Now here, the egg's over in the corner there. Okay, the easy answer to this is don't show the egg, right? So the egg is out of sight, out of mind. And let's make it a bit bigger. Very nice. Okay. Okay, so what time is it? It's 78 minutes. I want to go up to 90 minutes. Come on, I need some more visitors. I need some more visitors. Let's cut him out. Okay, so now for the intro. Okay, so this is going to become part of my intro. I'm going to move it right to the beginning, and that way I don't have to worry about clobbering my song. Okay, so now I don't need audio for the intro. Let's move this up one track. Okay, so now I don't need, that's good. 8 seconds. 5.5 seconds. That's good. Okay, I want it to be bigger. Oh no, that's going to have to be as big as it gets, right? Okay, very nice. I like that. Let's move that in there. Move her out of the way. And let's bring this guy back. Now, so that's the there, and now I want some of the cooking. So where is the cooking? Do I want to show myself opening the corned beef? Or do I want to show this? Okay, let's show this. I like that. Got the corned beef in there. We're mixing it, mixing. Let's take this one for the intro. See, make a copy of it. Okay, so there's no real sizzle there, so let's get rid of that soundtrack and we'll steal some sizzle from somewhere else. Okay, how long do we want this to be? 4 or 5 seconds. 9. There's 5 seconds. Let's move it up a bit. Close to 100%. Okay, so that's going to be the second part of my intro. We'll find some sizzle. So there's some good sizzle. Let's steal the sizzle from here. We'll just stick it at the end. Unlink it. Get this down to a few seconds. Bring it back to the beginning. Okay, so some nice sizzle there. And then we'll have the captain talking about how this is going to be a one pot, very fast, pardon me, one pot, very fast corned beef hash. So let's move that in here. Okay, so how long are we now? 7:09. Our ingredient list is very short, so we'll have to have an ingredient list. So let's bring that in from another project. And let's go find ourselves the ingredient list. We'll bring it from the project that we stole the other stuff from. What is it here? A pork stir fry. Okay, so we need a bunch of things, right? So one of the things we need is we need title. Okay. Where's my... Okay, what else do we want from here? We want... We have the captain here. He just says that it tasted good. Copy this. Close the project. Paste it at the end here so it doesn't get in your way. Hey, Alicia, thank you for coming by. Wonderful soul. You are the most beautiful soul. I'm just a guy trying to cook. Okay, so let's bring all this together so that it doesn't take up so much room on the screen. We'll put this here, it doesn't matter where. It's just a subscribe. Okay, so now what we wanted here, what's this? That's cook. Okay, so here, let's take these things and move them to the beginning. Okay, that doesn't belong up there. That belongs down there. Okay, so it's not pork stir fry. It is corned beef and egg. That looks nice. I like that. Well, that'll do. One small potato. I cheated and only used actually half of a small potato, but I'm pretty good, Alicia. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Let's see. So there's a small potato there. That's nice. Let's see. What else do we have here? Okay. So the other thing I wanted to bring in here is all of this stuff is the same intro. How come it's not? There we are. Okay.
Tastes great. More, please.
Okay, and then here, this is the standard outro. And so the ingredient list here, this is not the right ingredient list. It's 1 half can corned beef, 1 half potato, 1/4 bell pepper, 1 half onion, 1 stalk green onion, two tablespoons tomato paste, 1/4 teaspoon red pepper flakes, 1/2 teaspoon black pepper. Can't remember why I put black pepper in it. I didn't really need it because it's the corned beef has enough of a nice taste. Okay, so that's that. Let's go ingredients, graphic. Let's make this bigger. Okay. Gonna just verify that that's right, but that's close enough for now to get a good start on it. And so there we are. So there's 7 minutes. It's good. So let's bring back that music. Project. So where's that music that we brought in here that we said we liked? Gemini. Where's my Gemini music? Gemini Riverbud. I can't remember which one we liked. Let's assume it was that one. Let's assume it's that one. So I like that. Let's go for that. So this is this guy here. That's going to be my speech track in here. Let's bring this to the beginning. And remix, it will remix. And go in here, stretch it out to fit out to the end.
Tastes great. More, please.
So I'm going to put this together with this bit of music. And then I'm going to listen to it overnight. See if I like it. So what's the story here? Let's bring this out. There's a bit of an audio, a male vocal there. What's going on? So this, we're going to put her at the beginning. Oops, that's mute. Okay, I like that. So what if we stop there? Okay, I like that. So let's save this. We're going to get it up in a few minutes here. I like my AI music. I want to watch this and see if I like what we've got here. We've got the captain at the end. Should have the captain at the beginning. I've got a generic where the captain talks about one pot wonder where you keep adding stuff. Maybe I'll just use that one instead of reinventing this. But this looks good to me for now. So let's save this mess. Export. Medium bit rate, and let's export it. And I'll take the time to watch it and listen to it overnight when I get bored, and we'll see if it's a good story. So interesting. What we've done here is we've used some AI music. Let's just flip the camera back. Ooh, hat's blowing off in the wind. It's so windy in here. So, got some AI music. I don't know if I really like the female vocals. I have to think of what I want to put in there. Do I want vocals at all? Maybe have me singing, and we sailed on the sea, watching the tide come in. And ended up with an interesting way of dealing with the fact that my egg wasn't yellow enough. I might even make it a little bit darker yellow. It's a nice yellow, better than it was because I let it cook too long. and it turned white. But it does look quite appetizing, and interesting, because when I started putting it out on the plate, it was a lot yellower. And the problem with the egg is, of course, it gets cooked quickly. And what I should have done is I should have maybe cut off a whole minute or two so that the egg was still quite yellow. I actually thought of poking the yolk and letting the yolk run. But if it doesn't run smoothly, then it's not that appetizing either. So leaving it the way it is I was pretty happy with that. So it's going to encode for a few minutes, and then we're going to get the captain tomorrow to say a few words. Might have to go down to the marina. There's an issue with the mast, and my neighbor's mast got the rope came off his boat and wrapped itself around, and I have to deal with that. I'm waiting for them to call. They've got a cherry picker out to deal with that, and that's more important than getting YouTube operational. But nevertheless, it's got to get done, and then I have to pick a date when the boat's going in the water. It's already April. We've had good weather today, and so winter is over, and happy about that. Very happy about that. So let's see very quickly. We'll take 2 seconds of your time to find. We don't need that there anymore. Let's find this. Let's find this video that we just created. Happy with that? Happy with that? One day I'm going to cut myself. And I didn't show taking the eyes off the potato. Maybe we'll put that back, because that is always interesting. Like a little bit of thing. Okay, and this has to be made a bit too bright. That the white is blown out, and it hurts my eyes to watch that. But that color looks nice. Yeah, my hand's a bit too white. Yeah, so I wonder what happened to my my tomato, my onion that was bad. I guess maybe I just didn't bother copying it from the camera. So it looks good. That looks good so far. That looks good so far. That looks good so far. Let's see. So that's the onion going in. And the potato cooked really nicely. Because I was screwing around with a lot of stuff, that's red enough. Oh, enough, that's red enough. So that sort of matches the color. Not quite, but close enough that it looks like it's the same pepper. I gotta, next time I do this, because I don't want to always sacrifice a whole pepper if I'm only using a quarter of it. Like the pepper's like $2, $3, so it's a lot of money. And so this music isn't too bad. I'm not sure I want that singer that I had there. I may just have the music and have me talking. Maybe that's a bit too long there. We don't need that. Yeah, so if we take like 30 seconds of stuff out where it's just boring, then we can, it'll be a bit closer. So I'm going to pull the plug on this while we're talking, and let's call it a night. that out of your way. Yeah, the color's nice. I don't need that to be any redder. It's not bad. It's a nice color. My problem with focusing that camera seems to have disappeared, so I think we're in better shape there now than we've been in a while. Aloha. Let's skip ahead a bit. Okay, so here we're going to do the egg. Just center that a little bit more. So there's one pause. The other people will say, well, make the egg. If you make the egg first, then the egg gets really cold by the time everything else is done. And that's the color of the yolk that I wanted. It would have, I guess if I hadn't covered it up, then the yolk wouldn't have got so white as well. So that's a factor. Okay, so here this is a fake yellow, so we'll make it a bit yellower. That's not bad. That's not bad. We got the tracking right on that. Okay, so thank you very much. We'll see you later. Aloha and ahoy. Am I sure I want to stop streaming? Okay.